Daily Devotion with Pastor Balla for June 12, 2020, from Judges chapter 15, the Jawbone. After Samson destroyed the grain and olive trees of the Philistines gathered in Judah. Why? They wanted Samson. So the men of Judah went to Samson. Verse 11. Then 3,000 men of Judah went down to the cleft of the rock of Estem and said to Samson, "Do you not know that the Philistines are rulers over us? What then is this that you have done to us?" And he said to them, "As they did to me, so have I done to them." It was interesting that Judah went down to acquire Samson with 3,000 men. It shows you how much respect they had for Samson. But Samson allowed the men to bind him and to hand him over to the Philistines. Why? Well, because God would use Samson to continue to punish the Philistines. Verse 12. And they said to him, "We have come down to bind you, that we may give you into the hands of the Philistines." Samson said to them, "Swear to me that you will not attack me yourselves." But they said to him, "No, we will only bind you and give you into their hands. We will surely not kill you." So they bound him with 2 ropes and brought him up from the rock. Verse 14. When they came to Lehi, the Philistines came shouting to meet him. Then the Spirit of the Lord rushed upon him, and the ropes which were on his arms became like flax that was caught fire. And his bonds melted off his hands. And he found a fresh jawbone of a donkey, and put out his hand and took it. And with it he struck 1,000 men. Verse 18, and he was very thirsty, and called upon the Lord, and said, "You have granted this great salvation by the hand of your servant. And shall I now die of thirst, and fall into the hands of the uncircumcised?" And God split open the hallowed place that is at Lehi, and water came out of it, and he drank. And when he drank, his spirit returned and revived. Therefore the name of it was called En-Hakkore. It is a Lehi to this day. God performed a miracle to give Samson water to drink. And many people would wonder, why would God allow, first of all, his spirit to come upon Samson when Samson was on a personal vendetta, so to speak, and then afterwards to give Samson water to drink? We need to realize that all we have is a result of God's grace. We don't earn any of it. God had his reasons, and it was time for the Philistines to realize that God was the one giving strength to Samson. It is also time for us to realize that God is still in control, and that everything we have is a gift of God. This will help us when we feel frustrated by today's world. Help us to realize that we don't need to lash out like Samson, but to put our faith and trust in God alone. That God does have a plan, and in the end, we will be with Christ in heaven above. Until that time, we ask the Lord to continue to send us his Spirit, so that we may remain calm and faithful and continue to put our faith and trust in God. Join me again tomorrow as we hear about Samson and Delilah. God's peace and many blessings be with you. Thank you for watching, and please take an opportunity to share this video with others. If you have enjoyed these daily devotions, please consider making a donation to Peace Lutheran Church, 24024 West Main Street, Plainfield, Illinois, 60544. Thank you again for watching.